Good morning, culés. Welcome back to the Undefeated channel. It is time for some Barcelona news on this episode of Wake Up and Barça. We'll be diving into some transfer news updates. Who's going? Who's coming? What's happening in the transfer world? We'll be touching on all that and more on today's episode. You know that on this channel, we like to go over the Barcelona news, have a little bit of coffee, start our day with some good conversation with our fellow culés. So if you want to be part of that conversation, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can participate in the chat. And as we get things going, make sure you drop a like. If you're watching over on TikTok, I appreciate you hanging out. If you want the full experience, including chatting with the Stash Squad over here on YouTube, swipe over, click the link in the bio. That'll get you to where you need to be right here on YouTube. And like I said, drop a like if you're enjoying the content. Show your love and support for the channel. Support the badge. Support each other. That's what we do here on the Undefeated channel. With that out of the way, let's kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
All right, good morning again. Good morning, TikTok. Good morning, YouTube. Stash Squad, assemble. Took a little break, took a little vacation, but we're back, baby. It is Monday. Wake up in Barca. Barcelona news. Got some transfer rumors to jump in on, and there's one hot off the press here. We're going to jump right into things. According to multiple sources, there is an offer for Raphinha, 30 million plus Guimarães from Newcastle. You're familiar with the Premier League club if you've been watching this season. Pretty good year for the Brazilian midfielder. And I tell you what, he would slot in nicely to Barcelona. But here's my question, and this was the response that I tweeted out. If Barcelona go for this deal, Raphinha to Newcastle, 30 million plus Guimarães to Barcelona. Great. The deal makes sense on paper. But one, I'm a fan of Raphinha. He's got a lot of passion for the club, so I don't really want to see him go, just on a personal note. But two, if we make that deal, who plays right wing when Dembele inevitably gets injured? Okay, knock on wood. Hopefully he plays most of the year like he did this past year. But there's going to be an injury or two. There's going to be times when he's not available, maybe even not match fit or not sharp as we would like him. If Raphinha leaves, who's playing when Dembele's injured? Who's giving Dembele competition to make sure he stays as sharp as he can? What? You tell me. Because I don't know who that person would be. To me, what I would like to look at for next season, and we were just talking about this on the Engine Room podcast. Shout out to Pablo and Buga. Got the Engine Room podcast. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify, all the major social media platforms. Engine Room podcast, talking about the wide world of football. Get an episode on Mondays. I digress. What I want to see for Barcelona is left wing, Ansu and Abde. Number 9, we got Lewandowski and Vitor Roque, which we'll touch on in just a moment. Right wing, Raphinha and Dembele. And you go with who's hot. You go with who's got the momentum. You share the time. There's a lot of competition. Barcelona are going to be playing in La Liga, Champions League, Copa del Rey throughout the year. So there's plenty of time. You need 6 forwards, if not 7, to get you through the year, to get you those deep into the trophy runs, the tournament runs. That's what we need. All right? So, those are my thoughts. What do you all think? Would you go for this deal? 30 million plus Guimarães for Raphinha. Is it a yes or a no for you? What do we think? I'm going to turn to the chat. I'm going to see who's hanging out with us. Again, if you're watching on TikTok, Araujo, Johnny, I see ya. Good to see you, folks. Swipe on over. Click the link in the bio. Get you over to YouTube. We got Lore. We got Roger. We got Ayush. How we doing, my friends? Hope everybody is doing well. Would you take this deal? If you're watching on replay, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, love to hear your opinions. Ask your questions as well. It's all about the conversation here on the channel. We like to connect culés from around the world. Kind of what we do here, folks. Kind of what we do. But that's talking point number 1. Like I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. As we continue on here, we do have at least one confirmed deal before we get to the speculation on the transfer market. One confirmed deal here. This is official from Fabrizio Romano. Official, confirmed. Barcelona signed 2004 Senegal back Mikael Faye, I believe it is pronounced, from NK Custodia. Contract until 2027. 400 million euro release clause. I will say that again. 400 million euros for this young center back. Exciting stuff. He's going to be joining Barca B. I don't want to put a lot of expectations on him, okay? He's a young man. He's got to grow into his adult body a little bit. He's got to bulk up a little bit. But we have seen players who were signed for Barca B step up sooner rather than later, earlier than expected. We've seen it happen. Pedri is one of them, right? Came over from Las Palmas, showed what he could do, and big bang boom, we got him. So what do we think? Can we be excited about this signing? I do agree it is one for the future. Okay, so we got to be patient. But how excited are you about this signing? New center back coming over, deal until 2027, 400 million euro buyout. Big chunk of change. Again, Barcelona going with these astronomical, I was going to say huge, but I'll go with astronomical buyout clauses for Pedri, Gavi, Araujo, all these players because of what happened with Neymar. It was such a burn, such a gut punch for Barcelona. They thought that they had him secured with, what was it, 222 million for the buyout. Thought that would be enough. Not the case. Not the case at all. Should have blown my nose before we got started here. Got a little bit of a runny nose, but we're going to get through it, folks. We shall persevere. Ayush says, too much for a young player, in my opinion. You talking about the buyout clause being too much? Hello, Marcos. How we doing, sir? Hope everyone is doing well. Araujo over on TikTok says, nah, I love Raphinha. He was so good this year. He'll only get better. I do agree with that. I think Raphinha's potential has not been maxed out yet. I think he'll continue to grow. I love his passion. I love his commitment. I love the energy that he brings. And the results too. Goals, assists, putting it in on the defensive effort. The defensive side of the ball. Excuse me. All good things. All good things from Raphinha. So it's a good deal. Don't get me wrong. It's a good deal. But I don't think Barcelona need to offload Raphinha in order to bolster their midfield. I think we got other options. Roger says, I would if we get a reasonable backup for Dembele. Who would that be? That would be my question. Ayush bringing up, saying too much for a young player about Vitor Roque. Okay, we'll get to Vitor in just a moment here, Ayush. Marco says, I'm fine. It's good to see you online again. Yes, took a little bit of a break. Summertime, you got to do that. I think what I've learned here, now that I've been doing this for 4 years, coming up, this will be our 5th year, actually. So we'll want to do some special things. But what I've learned is that you can't go 100% nose to the grindstone year round and not get burned out. So during the summer, when there's not club football, going to take some time off. For example, I have decided this summer, until the season starts again, we're only going to do Wake Up in Barca Mondays and Fridays. We're going to skip that midweek Wednesday unless there's some big news. Then we'll hop on. But for now, you guys are doing things. I'm doing things. We could sit here and talk about transfer rumors until, our eyes are spinning in the back of our heads. But we don't need to do that, right? And I love hanging out with y'all, but we're going to trim it down. We're going to do Mondays and Fridays until the season picks back up, or at least until we get a little bit closer to it. And then we'll keep things going. Marco says, big lover of Nico. Do you think he should come back? I'd say yes, but it really depends on who else we sign. I mean, if it's just Nico and one other midfielder, be it a Gundogan, be it a Amrabat, be it a whoever, if it's just those two coming back, I think that's good for Nico. If it's Nico plus 2 other midfielders, I would say no, Nico should go on loan somewhere. Because we don't need him to be our, 8th midfielder. You know what I'm saying? So a little bit of room with Busquets leaving. We'll see what happens with Franck Kessié. Don't know if he's going to stay or not. There's some offers being looked at apparently from Inter Milan and AC Milan. So we'll see. There could be room for Nico. I won't be upset if he stays. I'll be optimistic for what he can offer the club. I don't suspect he'll get significant playing time, though. So if he gets loaned out, that's okay, too. That's all right. Fair point, Ayush. No need to focus on the rumors. We rely on Fabi's here we go. Yes, indeed. Lore says, yeah, I'm not too sure if Nico is ready to come back, as his loan at Valencia didn't go too well due to the injuries. Didn't get as much playing time as he thought. Didn't get the opportunities that he thought. So maybe one more year on loan for Nico makes sense, perhaps. We'll see. But I see you all are bringing it up. I see the chat has already turned the conversation towards Vitor Roque. According to Fabrizio Romano, the most reliable source on the internet, Barcelona have sealed the agreement with Vitor Roque on personal terms. Deco will meet Atletico again to find club's agreement on the structure of the deal. Other Barca striker targets have been informed that Vitor Roque is the main priority. Big bang boom. We got the player agreed. We just got to work it out with the clubs. All right, this guy is coming in with high expectations, very high expectations. I've seen some people calling him the next R9, the original Brazilian Ronaldo. If you're not familiar, if you're too young, you got to go back and watch the highlights. El Phenomenon. You gotta hold back some of that excitement, folks. Okay, I don't want to be that guy, but youngster, he's what, 18, coming in, new league, new club. Big expectations, might come with a hefty price tag. Amacules. Once we get pen to paper, expectations, the comparisons are going to come flooding in. Amacules. Let's be fair to this player. Let's let him have some time get settled in. Let's let him play under the wing of a Lewandowski for a bit. Okay? Let's not expect him to come in and be Lewandowski, be Ronaldo, be a top striker, be that main target for us. Calma once this happens. Calma. Roger, good to see you, says, did you watch the Nations League finals? Ansu was outstanding. He's getting back to pre-injury. He should not be sold. I agree with you that he should not be sold. I am now also leaning towards we should not loan him out. We really should keep him. Left wing options, Ansu and Abde. That's what I want to go with. Forget Carrasco. Forget that. Ansu and Abde, both high potential, both looking for a breakout year. And if neither one works out, you play four in the midfield like we did last season. Easy peasy. Problem solved. We got options. I think we keep Ansu. We bring Abde back. I think they both could pop. Imagine that. If we got Ansu and Abde on the left, raphinha and Dembele on the right. Come on, Lewandowski and Vitor Roque through the middle. Let's go. I'll take that all day. That's two options for a front three that I'm happy with. I'm quite content with that. I'm excited about that. So yes to Ansu is what I'll say. Marco says, yes, España won. Vamos. Yes, Spain as well as the U.S. men's national team. Gio Reyna doing big things. U.S. men's national team on the up and up. Very exciting. Just brought over Balogun, Arsenal striker, loaned out into, who was he playing for? Oh, boy. I'm dumb. It wasn't Lille. Who was he playing for? It was on the tip of my tongue. I forget now. Nope, I have to look it up. Why am I'm having a brain fart. Yes. Okay. All right. There we go. Why could I not remember that? My goodness. My goodness. Anyway, folks. U.S. men's national team on the up and up. Just saying. Barcelona might want to look at some players. We might be talking about that in a minute. Just saying. Anyway, are we excited about Vitor Roque, folks? Ayush asking a good question. Is Des coming back, or is he going to go on a second-year loan? I would suspect a loan. However, I think Des has a place as a late substitution at right back or left back when Barcelona need a goal. Not when we're looking to secure a lead, not in big matches, not in the starting lineup, not even in the regular rotation. I'm talking 75th minute or later, and Barcelona need a goal. You throw Dest on for Koundé on that right-hand side to give you the pace, to give you the option, to give you the threat. I think that could be Dest's role if he stays at Barcelona, but it's very unlikely that he does. I would say very unlikely that he stays. Kohaz, how we doing, sir? Says Dest looks good for the U.S. as he typically does. He was dribbling past players. He got a great assist against Mexico to get the second or the third goal. I forget, but yeah, Dest looks good. You always have the same complaint. He gives too much space defensively when he's defending one-on-one around the box. That is a consistent complaint. He gives too much space there. But outside of that, I think he could have a spot. Okay, I don't think he has Xavi's trust. I don't think Xavi's going to be open to keeping him. Right? If I had to really yes or no, I would say Xavi says no and sends him away. But I would love to see him stay, get some time here and there. Like I said, not consistently part of the rotation, but he's that Hail Mary when we need a goal late in a match. Throw him on for Koundé, and you see what happens. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Marco says, I think Xavi prefers Julian Araujo. Maybe. I would say very similar profile. One's American, one's Mexican. You know, CONCACAF roots. We'll see. Of course, I'm pulling for Dest. All right, a little bias there, but we'll see. I do agree with you that Xavi probably prefers Julian there. Ayush, great timing, says, thoughts on Saudi acquiring players from Europe. We did a deep dive into this on this morning's episode of the Engine Room podcast that will be out later today, so keep an eye out. But for the Barcelona side of things, it is stealing some of our options, we'll say. We look at Ruben Neves, confirmed from Fabrizio Romano. He's going from Wolverhampton to, what's the name of the club? Al Hilal is where he's headed. Done deal. So no longer a Barcelona target. We can cross him off the list. That really leaves us with Gundogan, Amrabat, Zubimendi. I would say in that order, and I hesitate to even keep Zubimendi on the list. The player wants to stay at Sociedad. Comes with a $60 million price tag. Wait a year and get him for free. That's all I'm saying. Or is it 2 years? Whatever it is. A year or two, get him for free. That's all I'm saying. So, Saudi League, making moves. They're going for Conte. They're going for Benzema. They're going for big names in Europe. What do we think about this? I'd love to get the opinions from the Stash Squad. Again, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you're watching live, subscribe so you can participate in the chat. If you're watching on replay, leave your comments down below. And if you're watching on TikTok, swipe over, click the link in the bio. That gets you over to the Undefeated Mustache John YouTube channel. I sport my summer beard, I should say. It happens. Laziness. This stash comes out in the important times. You know, stash when it matters. But I get a little lazy with the facial hair. It does happen. It does happen. Let's continue on with Barcelona targets. A quote from Pep Guardiola here, talking about João Conselo. Says we've not received any bid from Barca for João Conselo. No proposals from them. So if Barcelona want him, they're going to have to make a move. Maybe we're waiting on this one. Maybe we're trying to play it cool. Maybe we're letting our interest and those rumors kind of subside a bit so that it's not so influential when we sit down at the bargaining table, right? If the club knows that we really want him, that we're desperate for a right back, might have to pay a little bit extra. But if we're a little bit more nonchalant about it, if we're going, nah, Koundé, we got Araujo, we got Dest, hey, you know. But, you know, if you want to offer us João Cancelo, it's a different negotiation. You know what I'm saying? So what do we think about this one? João Conselo. If he comes, are we happy about this? Are we excited about this? I've heard he's got some attitude problems. I fluff up my hair. But I don't know how true that is. I don't know how much we can read into those rumors, you know? So let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down on João Conselo. One player who I do hope stays. But who knows? He's got a $50 million euro buyout clause right now, activated since June 1st. He is cooling any rumors to PSG, but with Mbappe maybe leaving, if not this year, next year, who knows what PSG are going to do. Right now, Dembele has told Marca, I don't know why there's been so much talk about PSG, maybe just because I'm French, but there was and is nothing with PSG. Are we buying this? Are we believing this? I mean, 50 million euros, that's nothing for PSG. They wiped their butts with 50 million euros. So if they wanted Dembele and Dembele wanted PSG, it would happen. So I'm inclined to take Dembele at his word here that there is nothing, was nothing between club and player. Because if there was, like I said, PSG would just pull 50 million out of their butt, hand it to Barcelona, take Dembele, say thank you very much, and move on with things. But since that's not happening, I can only assume that Dembele is staying, that we're safe, that no one's going to come in, at least not PSG, and pay that fee and take him. So what do we think? Dembele going to stay? Is somebody going to come in and steal him for that 50 million? I would hope that Xavi has done enough and earned his trust over the last year, 2 years, that he'll stay. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm thinking. I agree with you. He's definitely worth more than 50 million at this point, but that was the deal. That was the buyout. Samuel Dona, how we doing? Says Conselo will be perfect for his right back and left back versatility. Amen to that. I think that's a good point. Just scrolling through the chat here, seeing what else is worth bringing up here. We're gonna continue on with some transfer rumors. Jumping back over to Rashad Rahman here. Shares with us that despite Spurs' statement yesterday that there's a meeting between the English club and Barca for Langley, the club considers offers between 10 and 12 million. Spurs and Langley both happy with each other. So Langley was officially released by Tottenham. That's the announcement, but it's more of just because that's the end of the loan spell and they didn't want to immediately buy. They wanted to sit down at the negotiation table. So likely, I'll say, that Langley finds his way to Tottenham. That'll secure some funds for Barcelona. And then we see what we do with it. You know, we get a little bit of money, get a little change in our pockets. Maybe that then gets pen to paper for a Vitor Roque. Maybe Gundogan follows that. I did see some reports that we're expecting an announcement this week from Gundogan, but I also saw, at the Champions League final. The day after. This time and that time and blah, blah, blah. It'll happen when it happens. Okay, folks, we don't know. Nobody knows. Anybody out there from Fabrizio Romano on down, nobody actually knows until it happens. Okay? So we all wait. Why is Barca not trying their luck with Kyle Walker? Money. That's going to be a very high salary. Very high salary indeed. One player that I think Barcelona should be trying for. Okay, I know we are looking to bolster our midfield, and I am not saying that this player would be a starter, but I think this guy is a perfect puzzle piece to complete the picture of Barcelona. Said it before, say it again, because I think this is perfect timing for Barcelona to take a look at Wesson McKinney. Come on, guys. Now is the time. He's at Juventus, but had a little loan spell at Leeds. To be fair, not his best football. Not his best football by any means. Came in, thought he was going to be playing for Jesse Marsch. Marsch got sacked. Thought he was going to be playing alongside Adams. Adams gets injured. So not the great situation for McKinney. He goes back to Juventus. His value is low. Juve are looking to offload. Come on, Barca. This is a box-to-box, creative, physical, passionate midfielder that comes with some impactful traits. He's got the long throw in. He is an aerial threat on corner kicks and set pieces. And like I said, box to box, he can do it with the tenacity on the defensive side. He can produce with some magic on the offensive side. Again, not saying that he'll be a starter, but off the bench, give him the Copa del Rey. Weston McKinney, I think, fits in perfectly at Barcelona. Give me Wesson and Frankie de Jong in a double pivot all day long. Now is the time. Weston McKinney to Barcelona. Make it happen. What do we think, folks? What do we think? Kudus is in the house. Hello, sir. From Mexico. What are you doing down in Mexico, my good sir? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're wearing sunscreen. Okay? Sunscreen and don't drink the water. The two things. Gotta be careful down there. But I hope you are doing well. Marco says, I prefer Nico. I think that's because you haven't watched enough of Weston McKinney. That's the only reason I can think of why you might feel that way. The only explanation. Oh, good stuff. I'm going to end it on that one, folks. I'm only half joking about Weston McKinney. I would love to see him at Barcelona, but there's, I would say, a 0% chance that it actually happens. We'll see. One more time, if you're watching over on TikTok, swipe over, click the link in the bio. That'll get you over to YouTube, where the Stash Squad is waiting for you. You get all the glitz and glamour, the full show, the full experience right here on the Undefeated channel. Again, we are taking a break from Wednesdays for the summer. All right. We're going to let these transfer rumors air out, give them some time. We'll be back on Friday for some Wake Up in Barça. Maybe Kudus will be back in the States by then, telling us all about his trip down in Mexico. Until then, I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you to my stash mods, Kudus and Ayush, for dropping in today, keeping folks in line. I will see you all Friday. All right? Until then, go out there and do good things, positive interactions, high fives, and hugs for whoever wants them. I love you all very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, I'll see you on Friday for the next episode of Wake Up and Barça. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.